Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? I am now back in the city, and after spending 2 weeks in the cottage, I feel refreshed and energized to step on the pedal and switch to high gears in the world of real estate. So in my last video, I talked about my take on Simulation Session 2 and Course 5, and I mentioned that you should have already chosen a brokerage by the end of the pre-registration phase of the course. In this video, I will be elaborating on some of the key questions you need to ask when interviewing different brokerages. But before I dive into that, let's first talk about the different types of brokerages, the different types of services a brokerages can offer, and the types of real estate markets one can focus on so you can make an informed decision when picking the right brokerage for you. So there are two main types of brokerage: franchise and independent. Franchise brokerages tend to bring an established reputation and larger market share through strong marketing. They also offer a structure and support system that is consistent no matter where their offices are. Franchise brokerages generally have established training programs, and some have international networks you can leverage. A few examples include your Remaxes, Century 21, Royal LePage, to name a few. Independent brokerages, on the other hand, typically are small and have that family-style feel that could have been serving a single community for generations. They are usually locally based and typically consist of small to mid-sized teams. The benefit of working for an independent brokerage is that you may have more flexibility and freedom to conduct your own business compared to your franchise brokerages. If you want to focus on regional sales and dislike corporate culture, then independent brokerage may be the right fit for you. The key when choosing the right brokerage for you is to know what you need and how that brokerage can fit your needs. A different category of brokerage to consider is a full service and limited service brokerage. A full service brokerage, also known as a traditional brokerage, offers virtually all services related to selling and buying a property. This would include marketing your property, reviewing contracts, negotiating, arranging appointments, and as such. For these services, a full service brokerage and salespeople typically charge a single fee, i.e. the commission, that is typically around 4 to 5% of the sale price of the property. Their higher commission fees reflect their services and are generally set at industry standard. Limited service brokerage, on the other hand, may provide little to no property marketing and broker services other than listing the property to the local listing service. The seller will be obligated to pay fees for the added services they want, and as a result, the commission fees tend to be smaller. So now that you know the different types of brokerages out there, we can now look into the different real estate markets that you should understand and be able to align where your area of focus would be. The first one are your residential resale markets. This is typically the easiest geographical area to work in and break into compared to commercial sales because of your familiarity you already have with homes. One of the drawbacks would be your working hours, which is going to be dictated by your clients and could involve working nights and weekends. The next one is your condominium market. Similar to residential resale market, this is also another area that is easy to break in, especially if you trade in an urban location. You will need additional expertise and knowledge in condominiums and should be familiar with rules and bylaws set by the condo board. The third market are your new home sales. In new home sales, potential buyers have already chosen your product. Your role as a new home sales agent is to service them, consider what they want in the property, what they need, and making them comfortable with the transaction. If you feel that prospecting is not one of your strongest suits, then new home sales might be the right market for you, as builders do the prospecting for you. You will also be working in presentation centers and helping people come in. The fourth one is your rural, recreational, and agricultural sales market. Rural, recreational, and agricultural sales are different from urban sales and requires a different level of knowledge, which is industry specific. There are a lot of rural specific industry related issues that you need to know about, such as rural septic system, building permits, and conservation authority permits. If you wish to know more about rural property types and special considerations when looking into rural property, here's the link. The fifth market is the commercial market. If your skill set is more focused on practical and analytical skills, then the business focus of the commercial business aspect may be the right fit for you. Breaking into this market can be more challenging than residential resales, as you require higher standards of proficiency in a wider range of business skills, and you will be working with a lot of highly skilled third-party professionals. Now that we have gone through all the types of brokerages, the types of services brokerages can offer, and the real estate markets you can focus on, let's dive into the meat of this video, which is the key considerations and questions you need to ask when interviewing brokerages. Finding the right brokerage is a defining step in your career as a real estate agent. You should interview as many brokerages as you can and carefully weigh the pros and cons of each brokerage. Remember to do your own diligence and research all the available options before joining. The first aspect you need to ask first is the area of focus and company culture. Does the brokerage focus on residential, commercial, or rural properties? What does the company culture look like? Do they have that corporate feel, or are they similar to your mom and pop shop that cultivate closely knit relationships? How often and how do they conduct their meetings? Is everything held virtually, especially now during a pandemic? Is your office still open for public or is it closed? And if it is closed, is there some sort of reduction on your monthly fees that you pay the brokerage? How many agents work at this brokerage? How many are full-timers? How many are part-timers? How many agents did they take in recently? How many of them were new? Experienced? How many of them were from other brokerages? This would indicate how attractive the brokerage is for both new and seasoned agents. The next aspect you should be asking about is training and support. And in my opinion, this is probably one of the most important key consideration you should be asking your brokerage. What kind of training or mentorship program does a brokerage offer? You should ask for a training calendar if possible and see what kind of training they offer and how it tailors to your needs. Almost every brokerage will tell you that they have the best training program. Take everything that they say with a grain of salt and ask specific questions, like how long does this training occur? Is it daily, weekly, or monthly training? How many hours per session? Who are the trainers or mentors? How are they compensated? How can you guarantee the quality of training that they conduct? You can also ask if there are teams that you can join who can help and guide you when you're just starting out. But of course, joining a team would impact your commission split. For new agents, this could be a lucrative avenue to learn and avoid mistakes, provided that you work with a collaborative team to work with. Some commission is better than not having any. In terms of support, you need to ask what kind of support system they have, especially for new agents, as they would require a lot of support in the beginning. Typically, the broker of record or branch manager is your go-to person, especially in the beginning of your first few transactions. Ask if their broker of record or branch manager still trades, as this can be a red flag, as you want to ensure that your broker of record or branch manager is not preoccupied doing trades, but instead will spend time focusing on you and providing you support that you need. The first few months and transactions will be critical for your business, so you have to ensure that proper support is available at all times. The third aspect that you should be asking is technology and lead generation. Now that we are currently facing a pandemic for more than a year now, how did the brokerage evolve or keep up with technology to adapt to the new way of doing business? What kind of technology platform does the brokerage offer, and is there any cost to use them? The world has changed so fast that agents now do business virtually anywhere they want. All they need is a phone, a tablet, or a laptop, and a good internet connection. You would want to join a brokerage that is leading and innovative and that can provide you the tools and resources you require to be successful in your business. How to generate leads and the type of CRM they offer is also important to ask. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management, and it compiles data from a variety of different channels, including social media, telephone, email, live chat, and marketing materials to allow businesses to learn more about their target audience and how to best cater to their needs. Agents can easily manage customer interactions, share property information, and integrate listings from their own website to generate more leads and sales. Some of the popular CRMs are KV Core, used by EXP, RL Sphere, used by Royal LePage, and Insight Command, used by Keller Williams, to name a few. The next key consideration you should be asking about is marketing and branding. As an agent, you are your own business. So the question you need to ask yourself is, how can the brokerage help me with my personal brand, and what tools and resources they can offer to help me market myself? Do they have a marketing center that provides pre-designed brochures, materials for listing presentation, tip sheets? Can they help you design business cards, flyers, brochures, signage, newsletter? And if so, is there a cost associated with these services? The last question that you should be asking is the commission split and monthly fees. If you are a new agent, you should not focus on the split. Rather, try to dissect how the compensation structure would fit your needs. For example, some brokerages offer 70-30 split, wherein you take home the 70% and the brokerage takes a 30% cut, but does not charge you any monthly fees. That means the brokerage only makes money when you as an agent brings in commission. If you are a part-time agent, then this setup would be more ideal as you wouldn't incur any negative cash flow in case you don't make any deals. On the other hand, some brokerages provide a more generous split, such as a 90-10 split. However, they also charge you a hefty monthly fee. This type of split would therefore not be ideal for a part-timer. Oftentimes, the split is capped. For example, an agent would have an 80-20 split for the first $80,000 worth of commission, and anything beyond that would be 100% going towards the agent. Remember, everything is negotiable, so don't be afraid to negotiate. So don't be shy to negotiate for a higher split if you're confident that your addition would be of great value in the brokerage. Last but not the least are your monthlies. Some brokerages will charge you monthly and sometimes annual fees. You should ask what exactly those monthly fees are for and what you get out of it. Just be sure to ask what they're charging you for. For example, it does not make any sense if the brokerage is charging you monthly fees on supplies when the office is closed and everything is pretty much done virtually. So these are the 5 main considerations when interviewing different brokerages. Remember that you are interviewing them, so ask as many questions as you can and interview as many brokerages as possible. I know that this stage can be very stressful for you, as there are several brokerages to choose from. If you do your own diligence, you will be fine. But if you have any questions or need help, don't be shy to give me a shout and I'll be more than happy to help. On that note, I will be ending this video with one of RuPaul's most iconic lines. Good luck and don't F it up. Till then, I am sashaying away.